The Dallas Cowboys, America's team. 5 Super Bowl appearances in the 70s, 2 championships, 13 Hall of Famers, the most star-studded roster in football history. But what happened after the confetti fell? Some became successful businessmen, others battled drug addiction, and one completely disappeared from public life. It begins with Mr. Cowboy, the man who defined the star. Bob Lilly. Mr. Cowboy himself threw his helmet 40 yards after losing Super Bowl V to Baltimore. 40 yards. That silver star spinning through Miami air like a frisbee of pure rage. The most famous tantrum in Cowboys history, and it wasn't even close. 11 Pro Bowls. First player ever honored by Dallas in 1975. Hall of Fame in 1980. Dominated those fearsome Doomsday defense lines from 1961 to 1974. After football, beer distribution in Waco until 1982, then discovered his true calling behind a camera lens. Landscape photography became his obsession. Opened a photo gallery in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Co-authored a book featuring black and white portraits of his old teammates. Today at 85, still clicking shutters in Georgetown, Texas with wife Ann. Chuck Howley, Super Bowl V MVP. First player ever to win it from the losing team. Cowboys lost 16-13 to Baltimore, but Howley picked off 2 passes and recovered a fumble. Commissioner Pete Rozelle handed him the trophy anyway. Even Johnny Unitas shook his hand after the game. 6-time Pro Bowler who anchored Dallas defenses from 1961 to 1973. Cowboys honored him in 1977. Finally got his Hall of Fame call in 2023 after decades as a finalist. After football, started a uniform rental business in Dallas. Then founded Happy Hollow Ranch near Wills Point in 1977, quarter horses and cattle operation that became his second career. Spent 40 years raising livestock instead of chasing quarterbacks. Today, at 88, still running that ranch, 50 years after retirement. Herb Adderley. After 9 championship seasons in Green Bay, the Cowboys brought him to Dallas in 1970 to complete the Doomsday defense. Already a proven all-pro corner at 31 years old. 3 seasons anchoring the secondary opposite Mel Renfro. Back-to-back Super Bowl appearances in 70 and 71. Won his 6th championship ring in Super Bowl VI, tied for most in NFL history at the time. The veteran presence that helped transform Dallas into champions. After football, returned to Philadelphia, broadcasting Temple games and Eagles coverage. Coached at Temple under former teammate Willie Wood. Then came the legal fight. Lead plaintiff in that massive class action case against the NFL Players Association. The 2009 settlement brought $26.25 million to the class. Gone at 81 in 2020. 6 rings across 2 dynasties, the missing piece that completed America's team. Mel Renfro. 10 Pro Bowls as a Dallas Cowboys defensive back. But here's what's wild. He was Oregon's running back first. Coach Tom Landry saw his 9.6 speed in the 100-yard dash. Said, "You're playing defense now." Smart move. Renfro became the backbone of Dallas's secondary from 1964 to 1977. Hall of Fame cornerback who shut down receivers anywhere on the field. Cowboys Ring of Honor 1981. Canton 1996. After football, coached defensive backs for the Los Angeles Express and St. Louis Cardinals, then pivoted to motivational speaking, traveling the country telling corporate crowds how to tackle their problems like he tackled receivers. Today at 82, still speaking, still inspiring, still faster than most guys half his age. Cliff Harris. 6'1" safety called Captain Crash for launching himself headfirst into running backs like a human missile. Cowboys teammates said he hit so hard you could hear the collision from the cheap seats. Problem was, Harris kept getting up dizzy. 6 Pro Bowls from 1974 to 1979. 2 Super Bowl championships, 71 and 77. Anchored Dallas's secondary through their entire America's team era. Retired in 1980 at 31 and dove into Texas oil. Made millions in energy ventures while his brain was still working. Hall of Fame 2011. Wrote Captain Crash and the Dallas Cowboys with teammate Charlie Waters. Now runs the Cliff Harris Award for small college defensive players. Today at 75, still cashing oil checks in Dallas. Probably glad he got out before CTE became a household word. Jackie Smith. The tight end who dropped the easiest touchdown in Super Bowl XIII. Cowboys trailing 21-14 in the 4th quarter against Pittsburgh. Roger Staubach hits him perfectly in the end zone. Ball bounces off his chest. "One got the dropsies," Smith screamed on the sideline. Dallas loses 35-31. Here's what's wild. That drop overshadowed everything. 5 Pro Bowls with St. Louis. Hall of Fame enshrinement in 1994 as only the 3rd tight end ever honored. 16 seasons of excellence erased by one moment. After football, Smith pivoted to marketing Hobie Cat boats and pedal kayaks, performed the national anthem at sporting events, got inducted into 3 more Halls of Fame, including Missouri Sports in 1994. Today at 84, still living with the most famous drop in football lore. Drew Pearson, the original Hail Mary receiver. December 28, 1975, divisional playoffs against Minnesota. 50-yard bomb from Roger Staubach with seconds left. Vikings fans still call it offensive pass interference. Pearson calls it destiny. 3-time Pro Bowler who helped build America's team through the 70s. Then, 1984 happened. Car accident killed his brother Kerry and nearly killed Drew's liver. Career over at 33. But Pearson wasn't done with football. Coached receivers for Dallas, ran front offices for arena teams, kept grinding. Cowboys honored him in 2011, finally made the Hall of Fame in 2021 after decades of waiting. Today at 73, still fighting for recognition of 70s Cowboys receivers who built the legend before the world was watching. Tex Schramm. The man who invented cheerleaders, luxury boxes, and instant replay wore cowboy boots to board meetings in Manhattan. NFL executives called him crazy. "Football doesn't need dancing girls," they said. Schramm built the Dallas Cowboys into America's team anyway. General manager and president from 1960 to 1989. Drafted Roger Staubach, built Doomsday Defense, turned an expansion franchise into the most valuable sports brand on earth. The architect of modern NFL marketing. After Dallas, became president of the World League of American Football in 1989. Failed miserably. European fans didn't care about American football played by American rejects. Hall of Fame executive in 1991, gone at 83 in 2003. The Cowboys honored his legacy with a permanent tribute. Tom Landry. The fedora never came off. Sideline statue in a suit while his Cowboys were getting their faces ripped off by the steel curtain in Super Bowl X. Players bleeding, crowd screaming, Landry adjusting his hat like he's waiting for the 3:15 train to Dallas. 29 seasons as Cowboys head coach, 2 Super Bowl victories, 71 and 77, but also 3 crushing losses that haunted him. 5 Super Bowl appearances total. The man who built America's team from an expansion franchise into a dynasty. February 1989, Jerry Jones fires him, just like that. Hall of Fame 1990. After football, Landry found peace at Highland Park Methodist Church, giving sermons for 43 years. Even became a limited partner with the San Antonio Riders in 1992. Gone at 75 in 2000. Thomas Hollywood Henderson. Outside linebacker who brought flash and fury to the Doomsday defense. Drafted first round in 1975 from Langston University. 1 Pro Bowl. Super Bowl 12 champion in 77. But the nickname came with a price. Cocaine addiction destroyed it all by 1979. After football, prison. 28 months behind bars for trading drugs for sex. Got clean November 8, 1983, and never looked back. Then came 2000, Texas lottery, $28 million jackpot. After taxes, walked away with $9 million. Could have blown it. Instead, founded East Side Youth Services and Street Outreach, giving back to the Austin community where he grew up. Won another $50,000 in 2010. Today at 72, 4 decades sober. Motivational speaker touring prisons, churches, AA meetings. Splits time between Texas and Florida, telling anyone who'll listen, redemption beats addiction. The Hollywood ending nobody saw coming. Remember when the Cowboys ruled the NFL? Drop a comment, share your memory. Rayfield Wright, 6'6", 255 pounds of pure Texas muscle. Big cat because he moved like a panther in cleats. Teammates swore he could do backflips in full pads. Never proved it, but nobody doubted it either. 13 seasons protecting Roger Staubach's blind side for Dallas. 6 Pro Bowls, Hall of Fame 2006. The right tackle who made America's team possible. 2 Super Bowl rings, 71 and 77. Big Cat helped deliver the championships that defined the dynasty. After football, Wright became a judge, Juvenile Supreme Court in Arizona. Also founded Kids for Tomorrow, helping children get college grants through his Rayfield Wright Foundation. Wrote his autobiography, Right Up Front, about life in the trenches. Gone at 76 in 2022. Danny White, the quarterback who punted. 4th and long, White dropped back, took the snap, and boomed it 40 yards downfield himself.
No punting unit, no substitution, just White doing both jobs because that's what Dallas needed in 1976. Stepped into Roger Staubach's shadow and guided America's team through the early 80s. 3 straight NFC championship games from 1980 to 1982. Never quite got over the hump to a Super Bowl, but kept Dallas relevant when they could have collapsed. Retired in 1989 and found his calling in arena football. Head coach of the Arizona Rattlers for 12 years, winning Arena Bowl championships in 1994 and 1997. Inducted into the Arena League's Hall in 2002. Today at 72, still an ambassador for the team and a legend in the Arena League. The quarterback who punted is now the coach who built dynasties on 50-yard fields.
The offense had its stars, but remember Doomsday? Here's how the defense made quarterbacks pray for mercy. Harvey Martin, 6'5", 253 pounds of pure Dallas swagger. 4-time Pro Bowl defensive end who terrorized quarterbacks from 1973 to 1983. Dominated for the Doomsday defense that made Dallas America's team. The man could rush the passer, stop the run with equal violence. Then came 1986. Martin appeared at WrestleMania 2 in a battle royal with Andre the Giant and 20 other wrestlers. Got tossed over the top rope in about 30 seconds. Made more money that night than most NFL games. After football, NBC analyst gig, then the wheels came off. Bankruptcies, substance abuse, rock bottom by 1996. Then Harvey fought back, became a salesman, traveled speaking to groups about overcoming addiction and financial ruin. Gone at 51 in 2001. Pancreatic cancer took the cowboy who wrestled giants. Calvin Hill, Yale graduate who chose football over law school. His parents wanted him to be a lawyer. Instead, he became the first rookie in NFL history to rush for over 1,000 yards in his debut season, 1969 with Dallas. 4 Pro Bowls. Ran behind those legendary Cowboys offensive lines through the early 70s. After football, Hill flipped the script completely, joined the Baltimore Orioles front office as vice president for personnel from 1988 to 1994. Baseball executive, then became the NFL's go-to guy for troubled players. Corporate consultant specializing in substance abuse issues for Dallas and Cleveland. Motivational speaker hitting universities and boardrooms across America. Today at 78, still counseling NFL players who need guidance. Charlie Waters, 3-time Pro Bowl safety. Then, one knee injury ended everything. Just like that. The Cowboys defensive back who picked off passes from 1970 to 1981 watched his career crumble because his body quit first. After football, Waters jumped straight into 2 careers, broadcasting with CBS Sports in 1983 and the energy business, teaming up with former teammate Cliff Harris at Energy Transfer, a gas marketing company. 2 old Cowboys defensive backs selling natural gas instead of laying hits. Brief coaching stints in the mid-90s, defensive coordinator for Denver Broncos and University of Oregon. Then back to the booth for 1 season with the Cowboys radio network in 2006. But the energy business demanded too much time, so he walked away from broadcasting for good. Today at 77, finally retired in 2018 after nearly 4 decades in the gas industry with Cliff Harris. Roger Staubach, Navy quarterback who spent 4 years serving his country while other draft picks were collecting paychecks. By the time he reached Dallas in 1969, he was already 27 years old. Most quarterbacks are hitting their prime. Staubach was just getting started. Captain America. 6 Pro Bowls. Led Dallas through the 1970s as America's team quarterback until retiring in 1980. Hall of Fame in 1985. Then came the real touchdown. Founded the Staubach Company, handling billions in commercial real estate deals. Chairman and CEO for 27 years. By 2007, his firm completed $28 billion in transactions. Sold to Jones Lang LaSalle in 2008 for $613 million, pocketing over $100 million personally. Also owned a NASCAR team with Troy Aikman. Earned the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2018. Today at 83, made more money in boardrooms than he ever did in huddles. Walt Garrison, 6'1", 205-pound fullback who spent his off-seasons wrestling steers for prize money. Cowboys teammates called him crazy. Garrison called it Tuesday. The man literally bulldogged cattle between NFL seasons like it was a hobby. Played 9 seasons in Dallas from 1966 to 1974. 3,886 rushing yards, 182 catches out of the backfield. Reliable short yardage back who never missed games until August 1975. Career ended when a steer landed wrong during a rodeo competition. Knee destroyed. Football over. After retiring, became a full-time rodeo competitor and Skoal tobacco spokesman for decades. Published his autobiography, Once a Cowboy, in 1988. Established the Walt Garrison Multiple Sclerosis Foundation. Earned Texas Athletic Honors in 2012. Gone at 79 in 2023. Preston Pearson, the journeyman who appeared in 5 Super Bowls for 3 different franchises, Colts, Steelers, Cowboys. Finally got his ring with Dallas in '77. That's not the crazy part though. He was doing business deals during his playing career. Started Pro Style Associates with wife Janie in 1979, matching corporations with athletes while still suiting up for Dallas. Smart move. Most players wait until retirement to figure out money. Pearson was already building his empire in the locker room. Retired 1981 and went full-time entrepreneur. Published his memoir, Hearing the Noise, My Life in the NFL, in 1985. Sports marketing pioneer who understood athlete branding before anyone called it that. Today at 80, still running the business he started 4 decades ago. Dwayne Thomas. During Super Bowl VI Media Day, reporters surrounded him with microphones and notepads. Thomas sat there stone silent for 20 minutes. Didn't say a word, just stared. Made the entire press corps look like fools on national television. Dallas Cowboys powerhouse from 1970 to 1971. Rushed for 803 yards as a rookie, then 793 yards in his sophomore season before the Cowboys traded him to New England. His silence wasn't strategy. It was protest against a system he believed exploited black athletes. After football, legal department at 20th Century Fox. Attempted a comeback with Green Bay in 1979. Wrote his memoir, Dwayne Thomas and the Fall of America's Team, in 1989. Gone at 70 in August 2024. The silence finally broken. The protest never forgotten. Were you in the stands when the Cowboys dominated? What do you remember most? Tell us below. Robert Newhouse. 5'10", 209 pounds of pure bowling ball. Cowboys coaches called him House because he'd flatten linebackers like they were made of cardboard. The running back who threw the most famous touchdown pass by a non-quarterback wasn't even supposed to have an arm. Super Bowl 12 against Denver, 4th quarter. Cowboys up 20-10 but needed insurance. Newhouse takes the handoff, rolls right, then launches a wobbly spiral to Golden Richards in the end zone. 29-yard touchdown pass from a running back who'd thrown maybe 5 passes in his entire NFL career. Cowboys win 27-10. After football, worked in Dallas's player relations department, then became a U.S. bankruptcy trustee. Gone at 64 in 2014. Golden Richards. Flowing blonde hair down to his shoulders like some California surfer who wandered into Texas Stadium by mistake. Cowboys coaches kept telling him to cut it. Richards kept ignoring them. Said the hair was his trademark. Made him look fast even when he wasn't moving. Wide receiver from 1973 to 1978 who hauled in throws from Roger Staubach during Dallas's America's Team era. 0 Pro Bowl selections, but had reliable hands when it mattered. Part of those Cowboys teams that defined 1970s football. After football, hosted ESPN Outdoors, hunting and fishing in front of cameras instead of cornerbacks. Then everything fell apart. Drug addiction, alcoholism, 3 divorces, forgery arrests. Parkinson's disease hit in 2011. Doctors blamed the hits and the drugs equally. Gone at 73 in 2024. Bob Hayes. Olympic gold medalist who ran so fast that NFL defenses had to invent the zone coverage just to contain him. Before Hayes, cornerbacks played man-to-man and prayed. After Hayes, coordinators drew up entirely new schemes on napkins during halftime. That's how you change football forever. Bullet Bob terrorized secondaries from 1965 to 1975, earning 3 Pro Bowl selections and revolutionizing the wide receiver position. His 9.100-meter dash time translated to 71 touchdown catches for Dallas. Cowboys honored him with Ring of Honor status in 2001. Hall of Fame enshrinement came in 2009, but the wait nearly killed him. Legal troubles and drug issues derailed his post-career life, gone at 59 in 2002.
Butch Johnson, Dallas Cowboys wide receiver from 1976 to 1983. He was a champion in Super Bowl XII and made the Pro Bowl after making the iconic diving catch that defined the victory. He was a deep threat for Roger Staubach during the peak of America's team. Johnson traded his cleats for the oil patch. After hanging up his Cowboys jersey, most players fade into golf courses and car dealerships. Johnson? He became a successful oil and gas entrepreneur. He founded his own company, Butch Johnson Petroleum, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, buying and selling working interests in oil and gas properties. His attention to detail on the football field translated perfectly into the business of energy exploration. Johnson became known for negotiating deals with the same tenacity he ran routes. Today, at 71, he's still in the energy game, living proof that the intelligence required for the NFL can translate to massive success in the Texas oil fields. The catches are in the history books, the oil wells still flowing. Tony Dorsett, the man who ran 99 yards for a touchdown against Minnesota in 1983. 99 yards. 1 yard short of perfection, which pretty much sums up his entire Cowboys career. 4 Pro Bowls, Super Bowl champion as a rookie in '77, but just 1 ring despite playing on some of the most talented teams of the late '70s and early '80s. Retired in 1989, Hall of Fame 1994. After football, Dorsett turned into something nobody expected, a health crusader. His Tony Dorsett Celebrity Golf Classic has raised nearly $5 million for McGuire Memorial. But here's the kicker. He's personally helped over 150 former NFL players get treatment for sleep apnea. The yards are counted. The ring was won. Now he's helping others sleep through the battles he survived. Today at 71, still swinging golf clubs for charity and fighting sleep disorders. Ernie Stautner, 6'1", 230 pounds of German immigrant fury who learned football in upstate New York. 14 seasons with Pittsburgh, played every single game, not one absence. That's 196 straight games of getting his bell rung by offensive linemen who outweighed him by 50 pounds. 9 Pro Bowls as a defensive tackle, Hall of Fame in 1969. But Pittsburgh never won anything during his playing days. 0 championships in 14 years of punishment. Then Dallas called in 1973, defensive coordinator job. Stautner built the Doomsday defense that terrorized quarterbacks for 15 seasons. The Cowboys reached multiple championship games under his guidance, and he finally got that elusive ring coaching the Doomsday defense in Super Bowl XII. Passed at 80 in 2006. The immigrant who never quit kept fighting until the end. The 1970s Dallas Cowboys, America's team in their prime, with Roger Staubach's leadership, the Doomsday defense, and a championship legacy that defined excellence. From Landry's fedora to those iconic star helmets, this was football at its finest. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through Cowboys history, hit that subscribe button and give us a like. Next week, the Big Blue Wrecking Crew, the 1980s New York Giants.